Okay, in light of the LA turned national raids in America with ICE and then the mass protests after. I have this I have this thought process in my head right now. So, I have participated in activism most of my life since I was a teenager, you know, and peaceful protest, civil disobedience has always kind of been the name of the game, um, for me at least, in the actions that I've participated in. But, you know, I remember it must have been history, I'm assuming. I was a stoner. I remember being asked in school, maybe it was like philosophy, I don't remember. What would you do? It's like the basic question, right? Like, what would you do if you were in front of baby Hitler, right? Or another one that I remember listening to or reading or something was like, would you follow orders in Germany? Would you fight back? Would it be morally justifiable to fight back if you were in 1930s Germany? I think most people would agree that it would be righteous and moral to fight back in 1930s Germany. Where's the line, right? So, at what point would it be unjustifiable? Like if you go back chronologically in the time in the timeline here. So, like, would it, like, for instance, I think everyone would agree that by the time the ghettos existed and the SS and whatnot, the secret police were going around killing their political enemies. That would be obviously a morally justified time. But, like, what about the time when Hitler forced himself into power, forced himself into becoming chancellor? Would that be a morally justified time? What about the uh, the time that they attempted to coup the government? You know, uh, would that be a justifiable time? What about the time when they decided to murder half of the people in their political party? You know, the Knight of Blades or whatever the frig it's called. Short swords, long swords. I can't remember. But would that be a justifiable time? Like, you get what I'm trying to say here, without breaking any terms of service. Because like I'm watching the media, right? The news and stuff, and everybody from Bernie Sanders down to the CNN anchors are demonizing the people who are reacting physically to the things that are happening. But like, I'll be honest with you, okay? Like, if I was, for instance, if I was born in the United States, but my parents were just abducted, kidnapped, and sent back to a country they hardly know, because I'm 30 years old. Like, say if I was like a 30-year-old guy, and then I just heard that my mom or my dad or a sibling just got abducted, kidnapped, sent to Argentina or something, how is it not justifiable to fight back? Like, legit, like, I know that's pretty spicy, but like, let's be honest here. Like, what would you, like, put yourself in those shoes, right? You're telling me you would just do nothing? You would just sit back and do a civil protest? I don't know, man. There is a line eventually, right? And if we don't acknowledge that line and we pass that line, it's going to be too late. And maybe it's already too late. Like, realistically, like, I believe that people who are protesting, people who want to enact positive change in society, should go through every single non-violent avenue to enact their change. Through the democratic process, through civil disobedience, through speech, all these things, right? But let's be clear here. When all of those fail and your civil liberties are being taken from you and your family members are being abducted, I don't know. I'm Canadian, so like it doesn't. A lot of bad things happen in my country, but this particular thing does not happen here currently. Um, I just personally, outside of the agitators and stuff, like there obviously are agitators and that kind of thing, but outside of that, if a person is reacting extremely violently to a situation that's affecting them quite personally in a direct way, such as having their family members abducted, I'm personally not going to criticize them. You know, I I can't. You know, like honestly, and if I saw like, take it this way, if one of those ice people fell into a frozen lake right in front of me and I had a ladder, I wouldn't put it in the water.